And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Whiskerwood, in our city building of the mice. We're now in spring of year 5. This is going to be the first day in spring where a lot of interesting stuff happens. First here, we got the smuggler arriving. Yeah, sell them all the woven cloaks. We'll sell them some fuel. Might even sell them some of the village cloaks as well. I've got a lot of planks, so to make some space, we'll sell them planks. Like so. Go up a little bit more and get the 16th one? Sure. There we go. It's not quite enough to take all the gold bars off of him, but we got pretty close. And then here is the tax collectors. So first we're going to give the tax collectors all the trinkets. And we'll sell cotton. They're only making cotton for export. And I suppose, arguably, I have way too many logs. Let's sell them some logs. Not because logs are a good thing to sell them, but because we are farming logs and we got too many. We get down to a much more reasonable, like 300 logs. We'll go with some gold bullion. Get to this next tier. There we go. Right there is perfect. So, that'll give us 2 choices, which can include things like iron bars and fuel. As well as a 50% chance of schematic. There's the Whisker ship. Once again, we don't necessarily have enough approval here that we can take everyone. So we should only take, well, usually should only take whoever is particularly good, but should be particularly picky. Swift, Apprentice, Rebellious, those are good. Cat Small is good, and we'll just take the 3. Good. Slap another 2 houses over here. Well, housing for 2 over here. It's gonna be 1 house. So, then the Whisker ship, and that's fine. Tin ore is tempting, but I think we're going to do a reroll here. We've got 11 rerolls, so that's not a concern. Now here it'd be the woven cloaks and the tailored cloaks, and that's the only one I'd want. Bread and spices, iron. We know we're going to want a lot of iron bars when the time comes for that, so I think this is the one we're going to go with. We're going to go iron bars and bread. And then here's the supply ship. Again, we're going to go the medium option with the gear, the machinery, the hardtack, and the better tea and tailed cloak, because we don't need the lumber products. Yeah, people would definitely, before I told them not to be able to drop things here, people would they've been just dropping everything that you can put hopper. Being like, yeah, we'll go to the warehouse eventually. Now that we've taken all the cotton out of the warehouse, that's all slowly filtering down there. All the construction workers are currently sitting busy. I probably have a few too many surplus workers, let's say. I've got 47 surplus workers right now. If anything, I probably need to start retraining them into different professions. We got 4 farmers that are idle, but most of them are probably industry by the looks of it. Bunch of miners, which is probably means I can just do mining faster. Potentially level this area a bit faster. Sure, let's do that. This has warmed up a bit, so we should see a little bit more approval coming in. And to be fair, we can use the school to change profession. Right now we've got a teacher of Explorer Guild in there. We need to, say, swap people to farming or whatever. Of course, that means we need to get more farms. I think we're on mushroom farms, trying to build more farms. $603, yeah, that's better. Mild pollution's still going to be a problem until it really warms up in summer. 5 is still considered cold for our people. It's got the snow off the ground, so the farms are going to start working again, but... Here comes the pirate blockade. They'll be easy to pay off. Because they take machinery, and you might notice I have a lot of machinery that I'm not using, so... Here, take some machinery off our hands. And a couple cloaks. One thing of smoked fish. There you go. Okay, I'm working on blast furnace. Suppose I could build more research labs just to force this to go faster. Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst of plans. Especially if that's the main thing we're waiting for. To implement some new technologies. Sure, let's grab a second research lab. All the items already on delivery. Camp is idle. Mining camp. Not surprising. Okay. Chasing the minerals into the mountainside. those are built so we can get some more miners assigned. Improving the roads a little bit by replacing the old plank ones with stone. They walk faster on the stone. At least the ones they need to get to. That one can just stay plank deck for decorative reasons. And then I suppose we will need stone for construction purposes in various places. Let's actually get some educated pops assigned here. Doesn't need to be any particularly specific pops, just need to be educated. Okay, 125. Whisker ship has arrived. Double the effective positive is tempting. Healthy is tempting. Although at this point, do I really need more workers? That's maybe the argument. One argument we've got, right, is do I need more? We've got 41 construction workers, which effectively, if we're not building anything, are the idle ones. We've got one whole scroll bar worth of miners sitting idle, a scroll bar worth of engineers sitting idle, more than a scroll bar of explorers sitting idle. It's really only the farmers we're short on. And the farmers would be good to pick up if I don't want to retrain, because we do use them for fishing and stuff, fishing and cooking. So Inquisitive Content, we'll take you, because we know we're low on that type of worker. And then I think we'll just pass on the rest. We're not that desperate for more workers. Suppose in here where you're going to have housing for farmers, so let's put in a blockhouse in preparation for that. Doubling our research staff is not going to double our research because we do get a coordination overhead. Although, what, that's a 18% malice, so 2x times 82% is still a lot more than 1. lumber's arriving. We've already got the stone here for the upgrade, so we'll probably upgrade it as soon as it's built. There we go. Save a little bit of cut stone. Some of the more advanced buildings do cost stone as well. So there's also an argument to upgrade the bathing docks to showers, although that require piping quite a bit of water around the map, which we're currently not doing. Got the smuggler, tax collector, supply ship, all the fun ships are arriving tomorrow. We're not going to be selling as much to the smuggler today. But that's to be fair, because our stockpiles aren't as bloated as they were before. This is the smuggler. Smuggler gets all the woven cloaks. Give him a couple of tailored cloaks. Give him a bunch of the rope. Surplus rope. Give him some of the surplus fuel. There we go. Get 7 Mars off of him. Could get more. We'll get up to 23, but we don't got... well, I don't want to ship that much, let's say. Tax collector. So we sell cotton. It's one of our main exports. We got surplus fish. Let's go down to 200 fish. Go down to 300 logs. And then we're gonna have to sell some bullion. Probably pull back on the logs. There we go. One of the sort of ways people have been choosing that is not that tax collector, but the very first one after winter. When you don't receive, or when you don't pay your taxes, you only, like, for the... Obviously, you lower their approval of you, which is a problem. If you do it too many times. If you're only doing, like, once a year, that's not usually a problem. But the thing some people have been doing is not paying that first tax, because if you don't pay it, it only applies 10% of the tax to the next tax. So if you short the one that is the hardest to pay, then you save a bunch of money. I think we care about the farmer. We'll grab the farmer. We're not really interested in the other ones here. Just stay refuse all the rest. Iron bars, bread. I think we're gonna go with that. We're gonna want a lot of iron bars. Before we got 200 iron bars in storage, we haven't even invented the capacity to make them yet. But we're gonna want a lot when we want to get the plumbing. There's the supply ship. Medium choice here. I kind of do want the hardtack. We want the food quality. Machinery is... Well, we got a lot of machinery. A lot more than we really need, but it's not worth going to the next tier to lose the hardtack and get more machinery, let's say. Hopefully it'll soon be warm enough. It might actually be warm enough. We might just not have had these turn off yet. Yeah, it's not exactly... It's still considered chilly. So our heaters are still running. That should turn off if it warms up anymore. And that'll significantly reduce the pollution. Reduce the smog. Interesting, their problem is actually... Well, it's retrieving the copper bars, right? They're having to run across the entire island to retrieve the copper bars. Because the copper bars are being made over here, right? Idle mine. Oh no, idle woodcutter. Okay, time to move you farther up the island. I don't think we have any dead, but let's build a grave just in case we do. We'll find out pretty quickly because I'm going to put someone in it. And yeah, I think it may make sense to run the plumbing all over the island to get some, replace the bathing areas with the improved showers, let's say. Although the biggest complaint everyone has is food, so really I should be working on the food. Yeah, biggest complaint is mild pollution and food. Now we're up to 15 degrees, so I think we are considered properly warm now. Yeah, so these fires are all turned off. Yeah. So that should significantly reduce the pollution bouncing around for the next couple days. Do we have whiskers coming in? Not today, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Let's re-engage the trinket making. To use the approval we're going to start collecting now. So this looks like this feeds 55 people, so I should probably get some improved eateries going, let's say. Okay, you're idle. That's... well, not exactly fine, because we want to keep clearing things out. That's a good thing. Yeah, we'll get you guys started on the next layer down. Okay, you're specifically chasing tin into the hillside. There we go. Another one of our camps is idle. I'll get that one. Not sure that that one's actually going to hit anything anymore. Might have run that one to maximum depth. Just chasing the vein. And there's some tin. Although, yeah, looks like we're getting real close to that one being empty. Got a rock settle over here, which wouldn't be the worst thing to mine, and there's another bit of tin over there. Oh, I suppose tin all over the place. This island's sort of the rock salt and tin island. And trees. We haven't chopped all the trees down over there yet. Oh, hang there for a bit. Not sure why. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. And you don't have to put this over water. I'm putting it over water because that's where we got the space, and it kind of looks pretty cool over water. The biggest cost to putting it over water is the planks, or the logs, for the support pillars. So yeah, with those four assembled, we'll probably tear down the old cafes. Because I think the 3 new dining halls will just be better than the old cafes. Not quite enough to get us to full. Tomorrow is the Whisker ship. Probably let the approval come down to about 1,000, and then we'll turn that off so we stop spending approval on trinkets. Same sort of logic as before. Done. We'll have to assign someone to it. That's not too hard to do. Got someone inbound with the cut stone. There they are. So I'll start building. Someone inbound there with the cut stone as well. Yeah, in theory, this should be providing like eatery space for 220 whiskers, which is more than enough. Assuming each whisker eats one thing every time they can eat. I suppose we might have a couple heavy eaters, which would eat more than that. But... so we got that one, and another one somewhere there. Okay. And then right now, if you're kind of getting the rough idea of the cresting of the waves, I think the wind's going this way. I could be wrong, but I think the wind's going that way. So I'm going to try to move a lot of the polluting industry to this end of the industrial island, so it just blows off into the ocean. Stuff that has to pollute, like the ore furnaces. And then it'll sort of separate that from most of the rest of the industry with the storage. So we'll do like polluting industries, line of storage, the rest of the industry. So pollution's gone, that's good to see. In theory, we could have gone up to 900 approvals today. Bland food is the big... Without the pollution kicking around, bland food is the biggest complaint. Let's see the first farm here. Yep, let's actually find some fertilizer to be used here as well. Yeah, work on the mushrooms. In theory, we got 93 in that harvest when it gets harvested. Well, actually, that's the early harvest. Let's ship the trinkets and the cotton. Those are both purely for export for our purposes. So is the gold as well, but we can export that to multiple different people. We'll go down a little bit on the fish. One bullion of gold. Yeah, 1 bullion in gold. It's like a pretty good trade deal. Send that off. A pretty good tax deal. Here's the supply ship, putting us back into debt again. this was like 70 tailored cloaks, we'd go with this set. I'm gonna do a reroll here, because the only one I'm really interested in is the iron bars. Good bit of iron bars, that's tempting. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do that one and then that one. Here's the Whisker ship. Again, unless they've got farmers of good trait, I think we're gonna just pass up. Yeah, if we were desperate for people, like Apprentice Optimus here wouldn't be that bad. I could reroll, but yeah, we'll just send them all on their way. We got 43 people sitting around waiting for jobs to be made. There's the blast furnace. We do want to keep researching, so we're going to go immediately from blast furnace into steam power. And we are going to set a blast furnace up. That is definitely one of the polluting industries, let's say. Not quite sure how I want to lay out things over here. We might move it around a little bit, but at the moment, put the blast furnace there. And now we can see we got 269 iron bars in storage. Then we need something to do with the iron bars, which we've already kind of got an idea in mind of what we're going to do. Here comes the guy with the stone. The guy with the machinery is presumably coming... Oh, there we go, where we can see him. Right there. We'll have to plot back here because we've got mining to designate. Okay, that's one camp. What's the... Okay, that camp is having a bit of an issue. Are we done mining with that shaft? We might be. Okay, so we're definitely moving this mine. Do we want to chase the rock salt or want to go after the tin? I'm thinking the tin. Although, can I see? Not easy in here to see which ones are got in storage. Yeah, I think we'll go after the rock salt. Don't think we have much rock salt, if any, in storage. So that tin, or that rock salt, that rock salt. Oh, see the rock salt does go back a little bit into the mountain there. Okay. They didn't finish constructing it. Oh well. Oh, thinking about it, well, we basically didn't get any whiskers, right? So, got lots of approval. When's the next whisker ship? Tomorrow. Okay. We'll wait until we see the choice of whiskers before we start converting everything to trinkets. So we would have got over 1,000 approval if we weren't so close to cap. Biggest complaint again is bland food. During the summer it is bland food. During the winter when we've got all the fires going, it's the pollution. We're getting some skewers, which is nice. Smuggler. Get all the woven clothes. Sell you some fuel. Sell you some ropes. We'll get him like 50 tailored cloaks. And then we'll sell off a large amount of our planks. Yeah, that's probably about right, yeah. Oh, and the max we can get is 13 anyway, so we're getting the full 13 of 13 there. That works for me. Whisker ship. Apprentice, gifted teacher, farmer. Yes. Gifted teacher, warm core, farmer. Yes. Farmers are the type we're short on. So unless I want to retrain people into farmers, that's good. Yeah, we had 2 good choices and the rest are a bit... Okay. Then we got 2 days until the next batch of whiskers comes, so let's start transmuting approval into trinkets. Okay. Take a house in there. Fits reasonably well. Oh, I probably could have gone with the immediate upgrade. Yeah, let's actually cancel that house. Why am I building a plank one? We can totally build it to straight out of stone. Ready, set, go. Yeah, in a bit we can move these and we can focus on trying to clear this out. Got Oh, interesting. You need a craftmaster to start. It's got to be craftmaster, ideally of mining guild. We've got one of those, so that's not a problem. And then 2 apprentices to work. Again, of the mining guild. Do I have mining guild apprentices somewhere where I don't need them? That's a good question. There we go. Free us up an apprentice without having to train a new one. And actually improved a different job, so real good. Okay, all the smoke rays are working. Give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and put the end of the episode in here. So I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.